Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Tuesday, July 17, 2012. There's a lot to cover, so let's get right into the charts here. We'll start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. You will see the futures trading higher by about 6 points at the moment to around the 1553 and a quarter level. Once again, futures are trading higher. There's a few things going on out in the marketplace. One, there was a successful Spanish bond auction. Looks like yields declined on the short-term notes. Spain auctioned off, I believe, 12 and 18-month bills. It looks like yields dropped to around 4%. Last month, I believe they were around 5%. So that's a successful bond auction. We can only wonder who really is buying those notes. Probably the ECB and the Fed. But what difference does it make as long as the markets react calmly to it? Right now, the European markets are all trading higher with the exception of England. England's down about 0.3%, the FTSE 100, that is. But you do have Spain trading up about 1%, and the Italian market, the FTSE MIB, is trading up about 0.4%. The DAX is up about a 0.5% along with the French CAC 40. So we do have European markets holding firm at least at the start of the day. So we'll see where that goes. One thing I want to point out to you today is the U.S. dollar index futures. You'll see that the dollar has been starting to creep higher. Dollar moves up, you know that the futures, the ES futures, will trade lower, along with most other things. So again, the U.S. dollar index is really holding up very, very well lately. Has pulled back, cannot get through the 84 level at this time, but nonetheless, it is nothing really wrong with it. As the dollar futures move higher, expect the overall stock market indexes to move lower. Now, a couple of other things to talk about real quick. Gold. This morning, gold is trading basically flat. It looks like it's down $2 now to $15.89 an ounce. You take a look at the GLD this morning. You'll see that the GLD is trading at 154.10, closed at 154.21, so not a big deal there. Watch the dollar, though. If the dollar catches a bid, expect gold to come down. Okay, if the dollar pulls back, expect gold to catch more of a bounce. Let's take a look at oil this morning. Oil is trading higher by 23 cents to 88.66 a barrel. Decent little pop. Nothing great, but if the dollar goes up, expect oil to pull back. Let's take a look at the USO this morning. You'll see that the USO is trading right now at 33.28, closed at 33.12, so that's pretty much in line with the spot price as well. So a little uptick there. Oil is still holding up very, very well. It's had a nice little rebound over the past couple weeks, and we'll watch that dollar. Dollar pulls back or goes down, traders can expect oil to move higher. Something I want to point out to you that happened in yesterday's market with the dollar, you could see really right here, basically around 8 o'clock or so. I'll just pull the clock up so everybody could see. Right around 8:30, the dollar really started to plunge lower, and it sold off really into the 11 o'clock hour and even went lower into 2 o'clock. And that's all it takes to get the markets up or to inflate gold, inflate oil. And, you got to watch for that each and every day. Once the opening bell rings, where is the dollar? Does the dollar move lower? Does the dollar move higher? Because we're living in a dollar-based world at this point. So that's what you have to watch for very closely. All right, some other things to take a look at this morning. First off, we'll look at a few different stocks out there. We're going to talk about Yahoo first because they got a new CEO. A girl from looks like a woman from Google, left Google and is coming to Yahoo. The stock reacted pretty well after the closing bell announcement, but it has since faded a little bit. I still think the stock has a ton of resistance around the 16-20 level. I really have a hard time seeing the stock get through that level. So this morning, Yahoo's trading at 15.89. What can you say? It closed at 15.64. It's a little bit of a pop, but I just don't see the stock really getting through the $16 level with any real conviction. So keep that on your radar today. Let's take a look at CocaCola. CocaCola announced earnings earlier. Oops, that's the wrong one. KO, not JO. That would be coffee. KO is trading at 77.40. A nice little uptick here. We'll give it the upside bias. It looks like it's a fairly strong gap, but I'm not seeing a lot of action on it. The upside on Coke, believe it or not, is all the way up to $79. So that's the big resistance level. I don't think it gets there today, but nonetheless, a nice little pop for Coca-Cola, at least to start the day. I'm not really seeing any real strength in it, though, at least in the pre-market. But nonetheless, it still looks fine on the charts. Let's take a look at Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs reported earnings. Um, Stock is trading at 99.62, closed at 97.68, so it's up basically about around $2. The stock has a ton of resistance at 102 if it gets there, and there's still a fairly decent amount of resistance even at $100. So, but 102 in my opinion is still the big level. $100 is going to be resistance, and after that you're going to look up there at the 104.50 to 105 level as the next resistance level. But I'm not even sure it will get there today, but nonetheless, keep those levels on the radar. They're all resistance, beginning with 100, then 102, and then 104.50 to 105, and then ultimately, it would be all the way up to the 110 level. But nonetheless, I don't even see it getting up there. We'll see if you could even manage to get through the 100, and then keep the 102 level on your radar. I think that's a big spot, 102. All right, let's take a look here at Mosaic. That's another one I have on my list this morning. Mosaic is trading up at 56.50, closed at 55.37. I don't see Mosaic really getting above the 58 level, if it can even work its way up there. So keep that level on your radar. $58 looks like a wall of resistance to me, and after that it's going to be all the way up to around $60. And then you'll have 61.70, and then 66, 67. But right now the big levels, in my opinion, $58 and then $60, both pretty good resistance points at the moment. Johnson & Johnson also had news today. Stock is trading at 67.55 in the pre-market, closed at 68.45. Not that big of a deal. It's trading down a little bit. I don't see anything really that horrible for Johnson & Johnson right here, although it has pulled back. But the stock realistically has had a great move as of late. It's a little bit overbought. To see it come down is not a big surprise. Watch for support around 67. Also watch for more support at 66.06, and then 65.24, and ultimately 64.41. Those are all respective support levels for Johnson & Johnson. There could be some small bounces there, but please watch the chart pattern on the intraday charts when if the stock gets even down to those levels. Okay, you don't want to jump the gun in this kind of market. Let's take a look at NBR, which is Neighbors. Okay, Neighbors Industries stock is trading right now at 12.96, making a big comeback. Believe it or not, it was definitely on the weaker side earlier, trading down around 12.50. The big level here to watch for this stock is to see if it breaks through the most recent daily chart low, which I believe is going to be around 12.40. This stock breaks and closes below 12.40. Watch out, because it can go much, much lower. This could have a 10 handle in a heartbeat. Right now, the level for the stock to get through on the upside would be 13.84, which is another dollar away from here. Until that can happen, the stock's still in a very, very weak technical position. So be careful with NBR if you are trading it. We'll see how it plays out. A couple other things to go over today, real quick. Ben Bernanke will begin his 2-day Humphrey Hawkins testimony. He does this every 6 months or so, I believe. So watch for that. But Ben Bernanke will be testifying on top of Capitol Hill there, and we'll see what he has to say. I'm sure he's going to, hint at QE, but he's not going to say he's going to do it. And the markets are kind of rejoicing with Ben Bernanke up there, so we'll see how that plays out. So watch that. That's a 2-day event, today and tomorrow. Ben Bernanke, Humphrey Hawkins testimony takes place every 6 months. Looks like there is some economic news out. Consumer prices, I believe, just released. Futures have pulled in a little bit. Not a big deal. Still trading around the 13.52 level. We'll leave it there for now. So that's our day. Let's see what happens after the Bernanke speaks. We'll see how these markets move around, shift around. Right now they're holding up pretty well, so nothing really terrible on the charts as far as I'm concerned. It is also options expiration week this Friday, so just realize, expect a lot of rumors, a lot of volatility, a lot of shaking and baking, and we'll see how it all plays out. Once again, I'd like to wish you all a great trading day, and we'll see you on the charts tomorrow. Take care, everybody.